Hola. So it's long since I did a video. So today I decided while I was out on the road walking to come home and do a video at the end of the day. Um, you know, on this journey. And whenever I say this journey, I'm talking about the energetic journey on which I am. I am on an energetic journey, and an energetic journey is one in which you tune your body and your mind, your whole being, to be able to receive as much energy as possible from the ground, from the cosmos, from the food, the air, the light, the sun. And then once you receive that energy, to use it the most efficiently that you can. So energy efficiency is very, very important on this journey. You would like to use as little as possible for as much as possible. Energy efficiency. Then also you want to avoid energy leakages. And there are several things that leak your energy. Emotions leak your energy. Toxicity in the body leaks your energy. So you have to identify by educating yourself as much as possible all those things that um, cause leakages of energy. Why do I want energy? Because energy is the fuel that I use to ascend in consciousness. Why do I want to ascend in consciousness? I want to ascend in consciousness because that is the ascension of consciousness changes your perception, the way you view the world, the way you perceive the world is changed as you climb up the ladder of consciousness. And how you perceive the world is how you experience the world. So a person of a higher consciousness is having a greater experience, greater expansive experience of reality. They are living to the best of their abilities. The journey of energy accumulation, energy conservation, energy distribution, energy efficiency is a journey of optimizing the human experience right here in this dunya, as Muslims call it, in this world. You want to live the best life possible, feeling the best way possible, bliss all over your body, because bliss is a birthright. You were created by God for your cells, your body organs to always be squatting out bliss, pleasure. That's why they say that heaven is a state of mind here in this realm. So when your body cells are squatting out joy and bliss and pleasure, and you're always high, you're in heaven because at that time you have no worries, you have no pain in the body, you have nothing that you desire, there is no wantingness inside you. You're just living the best way possible. So my life is a philosophy. Yeah, it's a philosophy. It's a way of thinking, a way of looking at life. And the philosophy does not end only in the head. It is a lived experience on a daily basis. Mhm. So anyway, today I wanted to speak about unconditional love as an ideal that all the religions in the world target. You work towards a condition where you will achieve unconditional love, joy, and peace. But I was comparing this love idea with the love that the world gives us, especially Hollywood, which gives us love as a feeling you have for another person, that sweet feeling, you can't stop thinking about them, you're attracted to them. And mostly it's about sex, actually. There's a big component of that love that is just lust. And another component of that love is conditional love, in that you only love that person when they're fulfilling that which you would like them to do for you, the purpose you hired them for. The moment they deviate from your expectation of them, the moment they do that which you do not desire, then you withdraw your love like a switch. You switch it off. So you can love someone head over heels for 2 months, and the rest of the year, you absolutely hate them. They're your enemy. Yeah, and that's a big feature actually in marriages. So you're crazy over somebody. Maybe 2 years you've been dating, you're crazy about them. Then when you marry them and the reality of living together comes forth, then now all of a sudden you are spending the rest of your 50, 30 years or whatever, if you don't divorce, that is, as enemies living in the same house. And you wonder, was this the same person that I was crazy about? In fact, even marriage counselors are always telling you to rediscover the flame, the fire that you had for your wife in the first years before you became enemies. That is conditional love. And conditional love causes a lot of suffering, both for the person performing it and for the person receiving it. Because if you are loving me on condition, it means that I can never be my true self in front of you. I can only keep acting the role that you expect me to act so that I can remain special to you. So I suffer. I suffer tremendously. There is no authenticity in that kind of Hollywood love that we are sold. It is terrible. I keep on practicing, trying to remain special to you. And even you who's loving me for a purpose, you are also suffering because you have to control me to ensure that I keep on the line that you love me for. Can you imagine? You who loves me starts to control me, to be jealous, to be possessive, to be fearful, anxious. That now that you have gotten me, you have to maintain me. And that's a lot of anxiety to maintain me. And then also possess the fear that you might lose me. And then eventually you lose me. And then suffer tremendously from the pain of rejection. It is just suffering from the beginning to the end for both parties, the loved one and the one doing the loving. But then I compare it to unconditional love, which is the one that we all strive for. Everyone that is on the spiritual journey, including my philosophy that I'm on, the Breatharian philosophy, the energy cultivation philosophy. You cannot achieve unconditional love unless you have the right energy, the right consciousness, the right state of mind. You have to be seeing things in a certain way. How do you achieve unconditional love when you are on the path that I'm on? What does the path that I'm on look like? This morning I woke up at 4, did a Anapana meditation for 1.5 hours, 5:30. I stopped. From 5:30 to 6, I read because I know that the mind is the freshest in the morning. I read some texts. I've been reading the same book since the beginning of the year, repeating it again and again because I would like to embody that truth. So I no longer read that To read because how many books have I read? No, I read to learn, to embody the truth, to know. So I've been reading the same book. And I read it for 30 minutes, 6:30. Then I slept again, woke up at 9. At 9, I got into a meditation, a chanting meditation, chanting Aum for 180 times for 30 minutes. Why? Because when you chant, chanting is a sound. It rearranges all your molecules, all your atoms in your body. It rearranges them to fit the sound that you are reverberating 108 times, especially when you're putting your mind to it. And that rearrangement of your whole being makes your being receptive to frequencies that you wouldn't have otherwise been receptive to because of the arrangement, the configuration of your makeup. So chanting changes the configuration, the architecture of your makeup. And the moment the architecture of your makeup changes, your receptivity also changes. It changes what kind of frequencies you're picking. We live in a world of wide spectrum of frequencies, but we pick up on few. And I don't know if I say frequencies, if I'm sounding like woo woo. You can pick up on the frequency of love. You can pick up on the frequency of emotional stability. I like that one very much because the whole world today, as it is programmed, is meant to make you emotionally unstable. When you're emotionally unstable, you cannot maintain attention. When you're emotionally unstable, your level of cravings goes up, including the cravings for food. So you start to eat so that you can pacify those emotions that are all over the place. Food is a pacifier, it numbs your emotions. People use it for that. Mm. Not so much for hunger, for emotional pacification. So once your emotions are stabilized, which is a frequency in which you can tune into, then your cravings for food, your cravings for sex, big one. The craving for sex causes a lot of casual sex. Hmm. A lot of casual sex. You've had like in Uganda here, for my international community, my international audience, in Uganda here, we have the so-called lunchtime sex, where married people that are in offices leave their offices and go to the motels in town for sex. So at lunchtime, the motels in town are full of people having casual sex. And that is usually because their emotions are all over the place. The sex is a pacifier. Mm. You are running on a frequency of not feeling loved, of not feeling fulfilled, of feeling empty, unappreciated. So you go for sex because in sex you find validation for that moment. That sexual partner of yours is giving you validation, making you feel wanted, seen, putting a temporary cloud over the true problem, which is a problem of insecurity, lack of self belief, emotional turbulence. So you involve yourself in casual sex because every time you're in a new, novel relationship with this beautiful girl, man, you feel loved, you feel wanted. Yeah. And it's a whole game anyway. It's a whole game, it's a theater. You play your love games and believe the delusion to be the truth. So sex is a big pacifier, just like food, just like alcohol. You go to the bar, you drink, have conversations with friends, you have your arguments, you feel good, and then that takes you away from your challenges for a short time. It gives you a respite, much needed respite from your challenges, your emotional challenges. So the moment you tune into the frequency of emotional stability, emotional resilience, resilience over stress, the moment you are in that frequency, your cravings for all these pacifiers, alcohol, weed, sex, food, doom scrolling on social media, what else? Series on Netflix, all these things that pacify you, the cravings go away. And you just sitting there as I'm sitting here, you feel enough because it's your birthright. You heard me? It's your birthright to feel enough because you are enough. I don't know if you heard that. For you to just sit there and be is how God created you to be, to never need anything outside of you to complete you. I kind of digress every time I'm talking. I have a lot to say, I suppose. Yeah, so I had my chanting, and I've been chanting I mean, I do that like twice a day. Chanting 30 minutes. Is believed to be the original sound of creation. It's a very special sound in which, by chanting it, your brain cells, your heart cells, your lung cells, your muscles, your liver cells all start vibrating at that frequency and stay there. They entrain. It's called entrainment, where they pick up a frequency and stay in that frequency. And that frequency begins to do great downloads on you, changing your willpower. I'm telling you, willpower. I don't know. I can talk about willpower for years because one of the fruits of this journey, this energetic journey, is willpower. Once you download, you go into the download of willpower because your own willpower as a person before you go on this journey, your willpower has been destroyed by the world. It has been destroyed by your school. It has been destroyed by your failures out in the field. It has been destroyed by your failed marriages. Your willpower is small. Food, alcohol has messed it up the most. Alcohol destroys everything, destroys you. It has destroyed your willpower. Your willpower is very low. You are open, like you're like a sitting duck for anything that comes. But on this journey, willpower, the ability to will yourself. This morning, I did not want to go to work. After I finished my Om meditation, I went to walk 20 kilometers. 20 kilometers. I didn't feel like it. Rarely feel like it, actually. But you know what? I have willpower. At night, as I'm planning for the next day, I'm saying tomorrow I'm going to walk. I'm going to do 30 kilometers or 20 kilometers. And that's what will happen. That same willpower is the same willpower that I used to quit weed after a relationship of 6 years with it, which I used to enjoy, by the way. Quit alcohol after 27 years. The willpower, downloaded willpower, divine willpower, 27 years of alcohol. The same willpower that I used to quit meat, eating animals. That's a whole video on why, if you want, it's not a case of pushing people to do what they don't see. But when your eyes open to I don't know, the weirdness of eating flesh. Ah, every time I talk about meat, I tickle a lot of people the wrong way. But anyway, I landed on the knowledge, on the knowing that eating meat does not serve me, does not serve my journey of accumulating energy, conserving energy, and uh, saving efficient flow of energy. It doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve my emotional landscape. Doesn't serve anything right for me. So I stopped eating meat. It's been now, I don't know, 4 years. No eating meat. Plant based diet. I loved meat. I hunted for meat. I ate pork like a problem, like a pastime. You know, every time I needed to feel good, I ate pork. And you can eat your pork. One time when you're ready to stop eating the pork, you will stop, if ever it happens. But for me, a time came, the knowledge came, the information came, the download came. And then, most importantly, there was the willpower. The willpower. Amazing willpower. Because when I stopped drinking alcohol, I've never gone back. Got up in the morning, I said, alcohol is a deterrent to my meditation, to my lifestyle. It is a roadblock. And I have stopped. Got up one morning, weed, as much as I enjoy smoking it, is a cause of so much animosity between me and my loved ones. It's also not giving me the mental clarity that I need, because clarity, mental clarity, has its own highness. And I started to put a premium on mental clarity, the highness of mental clarity, something that I had never enjoyed, never in my life. Because by 18, I was already drinking alcohol, and drinking a lot, actually. And the moment you're drinking alcohol, you don't know anything that is happening in the world. You're running on a different filter. There are filters, like the way I'm wearing shades. The moment you start drinking alcohol and have a relationship with alcohol, it's like you wear a certain pair of shades that gives you a certain way of looking at the world, until looking at the world through that filter becomes your new normal. So you cannot imagine anything else. I didn't ever imagine living a life without alcohol. It's all I knew. It's how I knew how to navigate the world, how to give myself pleasure, meaning I was getting it from alcohol. But that stopped. I got the willpower, downloaded the willpower, because it was when I was smoking weed, when I was drinking alcohol, had already started this journey. I was already chanting Om. I was already doing my quiet meditation, silent meditation. I was already doing my workouts, walking, calisthenics. So it is those things that were able to download the willpower that I needed to then shake off these things that were not serving my journey. So I stopped eating meat. I stopped smoking weed. I stopped drinking alcohol. I lost a lot of friends, a lot of friends. And that is also a byproduct of being on this journey, because most of the people in your life are in your life to use you for a certain purpose. The moment you stop to serve that purpose, they discard you. And it is okay. There's no need to get so emotional about it, because that is how life is. Yeah. So, morning anapana, sleep, wake up, chanting. I go for my walk, 20 kilometers. I come from my walk. I do a sitting down qigong, another 45 minutes, grounded with my feet on the ground, still, because when I walk all that distance, my cortisol levels go up, my sympathetic nervous system gets excited. So when I come, I need to ground all that energy that is buzzing all over in my body to bring it down, ground it to the dantian. Dantian is the area just below the navel, the seat of the energy. Yeah, that is where the center of the energy is. So you sit down, put your feet down, be still, and allow the energy to sink into the dantian. So that is the process, and it's still ongoing because right now I'm still fasting and I'm about to break my fast at 6. Yeah. I do my 23-hour fasts, but on a daily basis. But all those processes are an act of love. That's what I wanted to talk about. The processes, I tend to digress as I'm talking, get carried away. But the waking up in the morning, as a must, to sit down for 1.5 hours silently, listening to my default mode network, my brain talking this, talking that, but not paying so much attention to it. Listening, sitting, being, being patient. Okay. My chanting, commitment to chant, to light up the fire in my body by going inside the body and chanting with intention. My walks, long distance, feel the pain, do this, let the blood move. Have your doubts, process all the emotions on the way as you're walking, especially when you're not listening to music. You creative ideas are coming, you're solving problems, you're dealing with challenges. All these things, those are acts of love to humanity. You're not working at a level of loving one person. How is it an act of love to humanity? It's an act of love to humanity because when you bring your best version, all this that I'm talking about, all these things, they enable me to bring my best version to the world. When I'm sitting for 1.5 hours in the morning in meditation, one of the things that I'm training, one of the muscles that I'm building is a muscle of patience. In fact, everything that I do, when I go 23 hours in a day without eating, every day, I am training my muscle of patience. I'm learning how to wait. Waiting is a virtue, especially in the world of today, the world of instant gratification, the world of instant pleasure, pornography. You just masturbate on pornography, have your orgasm instantly, no need to put in any work. Everything you just order for your food on the phone is delivered. Instant gratification, dopamine hits. So, in this world of today, if you have the quality of waiting, the quality of being patient, you're, I don't know what word to use, man. So, I'm training my patience. When you're walking 20 kilometers, my friend, when you're on the seventh kilometer and you realize you still have another 13, or if you're going to walk 40 or 50 kilometers, one of the things walking teaches you, because it is slow, is patience. Patience. Another thing, as you are walking, for example, the thing that you learn is empathy. You begin to learn how to put yourself in other people's shoes, to wear other people's shoes, to walk in other people's shoes. Compassion, as you analyze your life, because as you're walking, you're analyzing your life. Things are coming up to the surface for processing. You are getting yourself involved in something they call uh, self inner honesty. You're processing yourself, you're talking to yourself, you're counseling yourself. And one of the outcomes of that is compassion. The moment you feel pain, be it the pain of hunger in fasting or the pain of the muscles in walking, you develop compassion. Suffering inevitably creates compassion in the sufferer for other people's suffering. That is, there are too many virtues that you develop when you have a healthy body. It's very hard to irritate you. Very hard. When I come home and my breathing is perfect, no pain in my body, it's very hard for my wife to annoy me. Very hard. But if I had a headache, I'd have very little patience. You know what I mean? When I do my exercises and I increase my testosterone levels, which is the male hormone, my ability to take risks increases, but calculated risks. My ability to think critically and to be decisive simply by altering the chemical composition of my blood by increasing my testosterone. My abilities for critical thinking and analysis and decision making increase. Meaning that if I am employed in an office or if I'm running my own business, I bring the best version to that business. Do you know what I mean? When you are a patient person, you're not only good to yourself by getting the benefits of learning how to wait, but you're also good to the whole world when you're a patient person. When you're a person of reduced cravings, you're less likely to be involved in casual sex and pedophilia or whatever it is, all those things that harm people, sex crimes. I wish that what's his name, Epstein, was on this journey. Maybe he wouldn't have needed to abuse that many people that he abused. So when you bring an emotionally stable human being who is healthy with no pains, no aches, okay, into the world, you are doing the world a favor. When you're bringing a person that is full of compassion, when you give $1 million to someone who is full of compassion and empathy and has low cravings, is more likely not to go around buying expensive cars, luxury cars, and going to party all night. That guy will probably start up a foundation to help tackle a very important issue, maybe lack of education or teenage pregnancies or whatever. That person is thinking and looking at the world in a different way. Now, that is what they call unconditional love. When you work on yourself and bring the best version on yourself and treat, even just greeting people on the road as I'm walking. I never used to do that. But now I go waving, saying hello to people, giving people smiles, little kids, saying hello to them, making them feel loved. Many kids don't feel loved. They don't. Many kids are suffering in their homes, being mistreated. And if they meet a guy like me and give them a nice wave and make them feel loved, that feeling is a domino effect into the world. You're sending a domino effect into the world. It is an act of selflessness to go around smiling at people and waving at them, to express patience when you could have expressed irritability, to be compassionate where you have money on yourself, 10 shillings, and you take 5 of those shillings and give them to somebody who needs them, and you keep the other 5, and you keep that 5. You see, the thing like me on my journey here, it's an amazing journey, by the way. I can spend a whole day without spending a single shilling because I don't eat. I would have spent it if I was stopping in supermarkets to refresh, buy yogurts or whatever on this journey as I'm walking. I loved stopping at supermarkets, buying chocolates and all that, you know. But now I don't because I'm fasting. When I'm out on the road, I'm fasting. And when I break my fast, I'm not going to break my fast on a feast anyway. because over time, as you fast, your stomach shrinks. So even the amount that you eat when you break your fast is not something substantial. So I'm more willing to give away the money that I have. That's all I'm trying to say. Because I have security on this journey. On this journey, the one thing that you develop is trust in the divine. Trust in the divine to ensure that your future is sorted. So you have no insecurity over the future. You know that the future is going to be okay. You just know and you trust. And that knowing has been embodied into you through the experience that you're having walking with God, walking with the divine, walking with the energy. Oftentimes, the energy will prove to you, the thing will prove to you again and again that it is reliable. You will know it. You will know it. That's just how it is on this journey. You will know and trust that your future is sorted, that you will always get what you need. Yeah, I always get what I need. Always. Need, underline the word need. I get what I need. What I want, if I have any desires, what I want, I can go out and look for it, do the necessary things to go out and look for it. But what I need, God always provides. And that creates in you a confidence enough to share the little that you have with those that are less fortunate. So the world benefits by your belief, by your knowing that you are well catered for, that you're profoundly well provided for and well taken care of, and that you are enough, that you need nothing else outside of you to complete you. Because of that, you become a conduit of goodness to the world. You share, you don't hoard, because you just know that tomorrow is also sorted. You're fine. But for you to get to that knowing, to that seeing, is an energetic journey. For you to get to that level of unconditional love, unconditional peace, unconditional joy, it's it's a journey, yes, but you need energy to get there, and the energy you acquire it from the techniques of this journey. What are my techniques? I meditate all the time. In fact, when I'm making declarations or affirmations upon my life, I say that I am meditation. I am meditation. I am meditation. I repeat it again and again and again because I know that meditation is the greatest tool of transformation to the best version of myself, which is the best version that I gift the world. You don't gift the world what you have, you gift the world what you are. Yes, you meditate. I fast. So my body is always clean. I'm running a clean vessel. I'm running emotional stability, mental clarity because my brain is running on ketones. Ketones are the fuel that the body uses when it's in fasting mode. So I have that mental clarity, which clarity I gift to the world. I gift to my family, to my wife. I gift. I'm gifting even to you right now. You know, I'm doing all this breath work. Oh my God, breath work puts you right back into your body because you're in survival mode right there as you're holding your breath. Yeah. So, walking, when you go out walking, you are performing a selfless act. By bettering yourself, you are then gifting the world with the best version of you because you give what you give the world. You don't give the world what, or how do you say it? It's not what you have that you give the world, it's who you are, what you are that you gift the world. Yeah. So anyway, so love is not that Hollywood idea, the conditional idea full of lust and using people as tools till you discard them because they are not meeting your expectations. That's not love. Let's call it something else, maybe lust. The real love, the real love is not an emotion. No, the real love is your being. It is your radiation. It is your radiance. It is what you give off when you enter a room. It is your potential, what you're capable of actualizing in a given situation. And it is a factor of the energy that you have. I don't know if you get me what I'm saying. Love is not an emotion, it is the state of your being, your ability to respond in a given circumstance the best way possible. I have energy now, and I wash my saucepans at home and the cutlery after eating. In Uganda, it's not normal for a man to be washing cutlery, at least where I come from, the region that I come from. That's not how I grew up. But now, over time, because of the amount of energy that I have in my being, the different way I have of perceiving life, of seeing, the sense of responsibility that I have for my surrounding makes me wash my cutlery, my plates, my spoons, wash the saucepans at home, do everything else, clean around. I never used to clean around. So I have changed my being, and now my behavior also changes. Now that is the true love. When you change your perception, change your being, increase your energy, go out in the world, that is an act of love. It's not a feeling, it's a being. Ciao. It was really nice talking to you guys. God bless you.